You guys might have heard about the Qualcomm Snapdragon SoCs that power majority of the OEMs such as Samsung, OnePlus, Razer, Xiaomi, LG, Asus and many more. The Snapdragon 845 was their flagship grade SoCs that powered the likenesses of the OnePlus 6, the Galaxy S9 that was launched in US and China, the Razer Phone 2, the Xiaomi Mi 8 and a lot of other phones in 2018. Since we have come to the end of 2018, here we have the Snapdragon 855. Qualcomm launched their Snapdragon 855 a few weeks ago, and in this video we'll be talking in depth about what the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 provides for the mobile phone industry. Let's get started. The Snapdragon 855 improves on almost all the departments when we compare it with the Snapdragon 845 or other SoCs that were powering the different manufacturers in 2018. The CPU on the Snapdragon 855 would be a Cryo 485 CPU. Generally, the SoCs follow a methodology of arranging clusters in the form of 4-4 or 2+6 configurations that we have seen in the past SoCs. But this time around, Qualcomm has gone for a different approach in organizing the cores in the Snapdragon 855. That is arranging the cores in the form of 1+3+4 configurations. What does that mean? That means one core that will be a really high performance prime core, three other cores which are high performance cores, and four energy efficiency cores. The one prime core will be clocked at 2.84 GHz, three high performance cores will be clocked at 2.42 GHz, the four energy efficiency cores will be clocked at 1.8 GHz. So what does this mean to a common man? If there is a single threaded task that needs an instantaneous energy boost, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 will be using that one prime core which is clocked at 2.84 GHz. If there is a multi-threaded task that needs to be executed on the device, the Snapdragon will be making use of the 1+3 other cores, that is one prime core and three high performance cores. If there is any simple task or if there is any small less energy consuming task that will be executed on the device, the Snapdragon 855 will be making use of those four energy efficiency cores which are clocked at 1.8 GHz. Now let's talk about the GPU on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 has the Adreno 640 GPU, which is of course an upgrade from the Adreno 630 but that we had seen on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845. The GPU this time around is not a single component, it is a complete graphics subsystem that is known as Adreno Visual Subsystem 640. Then what does this provide to the devices? Adreno 640 GPU on the Snapdragon 855 provides the 8K video playback. It supports 360-degree high efficiency VR playback and it supports extended reality videos as well. And it natively supports the HDR10 and HDR10 Plus video recording and video playback as well. And in terms of graphic intensive tasks, the Adreno 640 is providing the Snapdragon 855 an edge in terms of the GPU performance. Qualcomm in their event while launching the Snapdragon 855 spoke a lot about the network connectivity, 5G and a lot more. So now let's talk about the network performance on the Snapdragon 855. By default, the network modem on the Snapdragon 855 is the X24 modem. The X24 modem supports the speeds on the Snapdragon 855 up to 2 gigabits per second, and it also enables multi-gigabit LTE on the Snapdragon 855. So by default, the X24 modem itself is a really powerful and a very quick modem. The best part about the network connectivity on the Snapdragon 855 is it supports the 5G connectivity. This is the first SoC in the world that would be supporting the 5G connectivities. But by default, the Snapdragon 855 doesn't support 5G. We need to use an external modem known as the X50 modem, which the smartphone manufacturers should be including and be using in sync with the Snapdragon 855 to use the 5G network capabilities. Now let's talk about the image processing on the Snapdragon 855. The ISP used on the Snapdragon 855 is the Spectra 380. The Spectra 380 is a very powerful image processing unit. It supports the single camera setup on the Snapdragon 855 devices up to 48 megapixels, or it supports the dual camera configuration of up to 22 megapixels, both at 30 frames per second. In the video department, it supports 4K up to 60 frames frames per second. It supports HDR10 Plus and HDR10 playback natively on the devices. It also supports the slow motion up to 720p at 480 frames per second, and it supports the 360-degree video playback and also 8K video playback. The other features of the Spectra 380 on the Snapdragon 855 is the object detection, stereo depth mapping, motion sensing, the portrait mode bokeh, and much more. Now let's talk about the neural networks, the artificial intelligence capabilities, and also the machine learning features of the Snapdragon 855. The neural network engine on the Snapdragon 855 is the Hexagon 690. So depending upon the artificial intelligence computation needed, the Snapdragon 855 will either make use of the Cryo CPU or the Adreno GPU or the Hexagon 690. The AI engine on the Snapdragon 855 also makes use of Hexagon tensor acceleration, Hexagon voice assistance computation to make sure the user gets the best results when he's using the voice-based search on his device. The Snapdragon 855 is built on the 7nm manufacturing process, and it will provide a 40% increase when it comes to the performance, the efficiency, the AI capabilities, and in the overall potential of the SoC. We just need to wait and see which all devices will be making use of the Snapdragon 855 in the upcoming months of 2019. In the last few weeks, we got to know that the OnePlus 7, the Samsung Galaxy S10 would be one of the first devices that would be making use of this powerful Snapdragon 855. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your tech geek friends, and make sure they know more about the Snapdragon 855 before any phone comes to the market. And if you're new to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that like button and turn on bell icon to make sure you get notified whenever a new video goes on this channel. Thank you, everyone.